Our eyes are open to a new day and our hearts are filled with gratitude. Our days can get really full of activities, especially for those of us who have demanding jobs or growing businesses. Of course, our lives can also be filled with enjoyment too as we explore pleasurable and exciting experiences. Sometimes though, in the midst of our busyness, we can find ourselves feeling far from our Lord. And for us, members of the household of faith, this should make us deeply question the ways that our thoughts and actions contribute to the distance that we feel and how the things that we may practice may be hateful or repulsive to Him. Now, the wise King Solomon wrote in Proverbs saying, "These 6 things the Lord hates, yea, 7 are an abomination unto Him." And the first thing listed of these 7 things is a proud look. This should lead us to fully realize just how the pride in our lives can push our Lord away because He absolutely hates it. Now, King David wrote a psalm that said, "Though the Lord is high, yet He has respect to the lowly, but the proud He knows afar off." Look, when we recognize pride as a feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own achievements, it shouldn't be hard to see that when we elevate who we are in our own eyes, that we are in the same way reducing the glory of our Lord, by whom we live, move, and have our being, and from whom every perfect gift comes from. If upon sober self-examination we acknowledge that we do have pride in our hearts, we must also honestly recognize that it is because we have an unhealthy love for the world. Now, the Apostle John cautioned that we should not love the world because everything that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pretentious pride of the physical life, is not from the Father. When we examine our conversations or values and find that they are centered around the things that we have, or perhaps the things that we can do, then what we are in essence doing is glorifying the creation of God rather than the Creator God Himself. This is why we must intentionally seek Him first and let Him add to our lives as He determines. It comes down to this: it is actually through our humility that we can access God and His grace. James, quoting from both Psalms and Proverbs, reasoned that God sets Himself against the proud, but gives grace to the humble. When we take the spotlight off our accolades, achievements, and possessions, we are really in a better position to receive from our Lord because we move from a place of self-sufficiency as we adopt the perspective of the Apostle Paul, as we recognize that we can do all things through Christ and all of our needs are met through Him. My prayer is that we resist the temptation to elevate ourselves as we enthrone our Lord in our hearts and become the light in this world as we guide the persons around us into His eternal presence today.